What is up, guys? Darkside Spencer here, and today we're going to be doing something special, considering that the second half of Season 6 of The Walking Dead is slowly approaching. We got 1 month, guys. 1 month. And I'm here to talk about it. We're going to do like a mini Q&A for The Walking Dead, Season 6, second half. Alright. We're going to explain a lot of things that is really spoilerish, so I want you guys to click off of the video if you want no spoilers from the comic book and the TV series. So I'm just giving you a couple seconds so you guys can click off of this video without getting anything spoiled. There's going to be at least a week, every week I talk about it, because I feel, or if you guys want this more, I will make more. But, you know, with school, you know, going on, I'm making this, the first video is done. I just got done doing the Steam sale. And this is just another video for you guys to look up. Alright. We're going to jump right into this Q&A. So if you guys are here for spoilers or not, and also there's a new character coming into the show who's bigger than the governor that I'm getting ready to talk about. And it's pretty bad. You better get ready because there's spoilers ahead, and I don't want to spoil anything for you. Alright, let's get into this Q&A. We're going to talk about the main story arc, basically, of the second half of this season. And there's a guy named Negan. Who is Negan? He is basically a more revamped and way better governor. He is probably the only person I've ever seen push Rick to his limits. He will be one of the main enemies in Season 6 in the second half, and probably until Season 9. And that's probably what's going to happen. I'm really excited for his entry because he will ultimately destroy everything that Rick loves. This guy right here is the reason on why the Walking Dead comic book is probably popular. Rick Grimes will have some trouble in Season 7 against who, in the spoilers, who the Whisperers, and crap, I forgot. It's the Hilltop colonization, and this guy right here leads a group of survivors, and he's basically the leader of it. He has like wives and all that, and he will basically come into show probably at the end of Season 6, probably the very last episode, because they approach this guy, Negan, in a way that's really not really, you know, used on modern television. He's more like a myth at the beginning. They introduce him more like a story or like a folk tale. And then once Rick sees that he's a real person, he gets to see his enemy face to face. And that's why I cannot wait for his story to appear in Season 6 and at the end of Season 7. Question 2. What is going to happen to the survivors? Spoiler alert, as you guys have seen, at the end of Season 6, mid-season finale, Sam starts yelling, "Mom!" You know, he starts, you know. If you guys have seen it, you guys seen what that happened, where they're walking through a horde of walkers, and he, you know, yells out for his mother in beside walkers, you know, and the episode ends there. Now here's what I'm thinking. In the comic book, there's a gladiator scene where all of them make somewhat of like a circle or some sort of like bound, you know, family to fight off the walkers. And in the comic book, they explain that the floor is unrecognizable. It is so filled with walker blood and walkers put on top of the ground that in the comic book it explains that you couldn't see ground at all. And then we see Alexandrians also help out because of one character who's new to the show. I think his name is Heath or something like that. He came into the show and basically, which this is actually who's that? Oh wow. I don't know about all that. But basically, oh crap, I already forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the gladiator scene. Basically, I think his name is Heath or something like that. He's an African American character with, he looks like Bob Marley in my opinion, but he looks like a boss, like for real. But people such as him come into show, and the Alexandrians who are rebellious against Rick and his group actually help out. And I can't wait to see all of that transpire, because everyone at this point really has to chip in and fight to the death, basically, with these walkers, because the wall has fallen and they have nothing else to do besides fight. And I can't wait to see that in Season 6, Episode 9. Question 3. Will Carl get the same injury from the comic book? And this is what everyone is asking about. If you guys have not seen, everyone is literally looking for proof of Carl's blowout. Because he gets shot in the eye accidentally. And I'll show you here. And this is going to be a problem. And here's what I mean by that. Chandler Riggs, the person who plays Carl Grimes on the show, he is going to have a hard time portraying Carl with only one eye, because the acting is in the eye, and I just don't know if he's actually going to get shot, but I extremely hope so. Look at that. No Way Out. Looks great. I can't wait to see that. Well, not see that, but like, you know what I mean, see it on the show. But in the end, this is probably what it's going to look like, though. In the end, I think that Carl will get his injury. I don't think he's actually going to get shot in the eye, like the way they say, like how they say it's going to happen. But I really think that somehow he's going to lose his eye, so we can all get that satisfaction. Us comic book fans actually get to see the whole story arc of No Way Out play out, I think that'd be kind of cool. Question 4. Will Jesse die? And for anyone who knows on the show, Jesse on The Walking Dead, that's Deanna. This is Jesse. She's the pretty blonde lady on the show. She plays in American Horror Story mostly. That's the most I've seen her in. But her husband kills Deanna's husband by using the katana on the show. Now I can't remember how it played out. I don't know if he got the exact same death on the in the comic book, because I haven't really, I've been reading the comic book here and there, so I haven't seen all of it. So, in my opinion, yes, because if we go over to a YouTube video, I'm not gonna show it, but what's all this? A chain. What the heck? But I think that she'll probably end up dying because of a scene that is controversial in the new trailer or teaser trailer for season 6, second half, which I will show here. Season 6 teaser trailer. Second half. I'm looking for second half. Because this looks pretty boss. Now I'm gonna turn this off. We're gonna skip ahead. I don't know if, oh, this isn't it. But basically what I'm if I find it, basically what happens is, yeah, here it is. Watch this. Basically Rick cuts off someone's something. Now, did you see that there? That looks like he's cutting off Jesse's hand like he does in the comic. It's just sped up. So basically, this is kind of proof on how it's going to play out. But the reason why Jesse's hand gets cut off is because she, if I'm correct, I don't know if I said Carl right there, but Jesse's hand gets cut off because she's holding Judith, if I'm correct, on the comic book. So basically, I think that it will play out like that, and Jesse will die. I don't know how the impact. Like, I think it'd be a little bit better to keep her on the show a little bit longer, because it would. I just don't see how her death could further the story. I just don't see it. It's just one of those things that I would like to see a little bit longer. Plus, I'm starting to get attached to her character. She's one of those people that is supposed to stay around for a little bit longer, you know, because they've had like an on and off relationship on the show for a couple of times now, and they just, you know, they keep going on and off. But I think that it would be stupid, but at the same time a smart thing to do, you know, to do on the show. It'd be nice to see another death, but it'd be nice to see Rick actually get some love this time, because it felt like with Lori and him in season 2, and if I'm correct, season 3, I can't remember on the show because I haven't watched those seasons for a little bit now. It's right here actually. Spoiler. Basically, it was sort of like a love and hate relationship, and then she started, like Lori, she started, you know, the way the character was portrayed, I really felt like it was sort of, you know, aggravating how she always had a problem with Rick and whatever he did, and that she mostly believed in Shane most of the time. That's what I saw. Alright, let's move on, because I think I spent a little bit too much time on that. Alright, what question on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, question 5. Will Morgan abandon his all life is precious philosophy? What I'm talking about is Morgan has this all life is precious philosophy on the show at the moment. He is basically, who Morgan is, I'm gonna pull up a picture here, and I'm gonna do this for every question. The main character that we're talking about, or the topic we're talking about, I will pull up, pictures. So let's start right here. Morgan, I don't know if I think it was in the third season or so. He has basically gone crazy after the death of his son. I think it's like Andre or Anthony or something like that. I can't really remember. It's been a while, guys. I'm not fully into the Walking Dead universe. It's just I really like the show and how it's still somehow growing. And I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Alright, back to the question. Last time we seen it, the wolf knocked out Morgan. And this is basically him before his all life is precious philosophy. And I'm looking for him now. I'm looking for him. This is him now. Which, that's not a good picture. This is him now. He basically was trained to not kill by a man in the woods. I can't remember what his name was. I'm sorry, guys, but both of these people killed a person. They both murdered. And that person trained Morgan to start being a no-kill style of a personality. And I believe that his philosophy will dissolve in season 7, not 6, because of the way events have transpired in episode 8. And what I mean by this is that he got knocked out with somebody who he was trusting to change. And he still, the guy was still saying, you know what, I'm still going to kill people. And Morgan did not listen. He was in denial of everyone else's own truth. And that they can't live like they can't live anymore in this world of this universe without killing somebody. Now, if we take a look at Rick is the most dangerous person on the show, I think, right now. He, besides Negan, has developed into a more scarier, a more crazy person itself. He does not seem stable anymore on the show. Now it seems like Rick, even though he's still the main character, which, good Lord Almighty, looks like me when I was younger. Also on the show, this is basically what Negan's gonna look like. That's him. That's Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the character Negan. So I think Morgan will eventually, I guess, abandon his philosophy. So to answer that question, yes, I do think so. Question 6. How long have I watched The Walking Dead? I've watched it ever since my friend showed it to me. My friend John, you guys have seen him. He plays Rick Grimes on the show, on our web series. And he showed it to me one time. I always said it was terrible. I didn't like it. I didn't at the time. I really despised it. I didn't feel like it was the show for me. And then after I watched about 4 episodes, it was probably, I can't remember, but I think it was around the 4th or 5th episode where Rick is going into the city and all that, and I realized that the show is actually pretty darn good. And this was after about season 4, waiting on season 5 to come out on Netflix. So if you calculate that up, No. Season 5 was still going on, so I was waiting for it to come on Netflix. And I watched probably the last 5 or 6 episodes of season 5. And actually no, never mind. I was waiting for season 4, and I watched the first 3 seasons, and I watched season 4, and then I watched 1 through 4 episodes of season 5, and then around 8 or 9 through 16 or 15 or whatever it was. So I've watched it for about 3 or 2 years now, probably going on 3 years now. And that is basically why I really like it, because I've been here watching these characters develop, and it's just been a great experience to watch. Question 7. Will I ever quit watching the show if Rick Grimes dies? That is a really hard question. And the reason why it's a hard question is because he is literally the main character. We woke up into this world with Rick Grimes, and I just don't see him dying anytime soon. This is actually a personal question that I ask myself. No one gave this one in, that no one submitted this one, but all the other ones, people have sent. They wanted to know, but I wanted to answer this question so no one else had to ask me one. Rick Grimes is the guy that basically lives through all of this. In the comic book, he has not died yet, so since they're trying to stay close to the comic book, I don't see them killing him off yet. But to still answer the question, probably. I would probably resort to binge watching it on like Netflix or something like that. The Walking Dead, I think, overnight would lose so many ratings that they would eventually have to cancel it before Negan is officially, a recurring or at least a main character in the show. I think that Rick's death would be so unbeneficial to the story that eventually we would have to quit watching it, because all the other characters are too uninteresting. Yeah, I know there's Daryl fans and all that, but Rick Grimes, we woke up into this world with him, and not Daryl Dixon. So if you have a complaint, put it in the comment section about that, because I don't care about all the other characters. I like some of the other characters, and I like their stories, some of them at least. It's just Rick Grimes is too beneficial to the story, and it'd be grotesque and so gritty that Rick Grimes would die that it would be like watching Drake and Josh or something stupid like that. Or it's like watching SpongeBob without the SpongeBob in it. It'd just be something that wouldn't be worth watching anymore, or it would at least slowly, decimate. And the last question is probably the most major question right now that I've received. Who do you think will die next on The Walking Dead? Now that is a really good question. There is a lot, and I will post a link in the comment section on who do I think will die. And that's bad. I didn't say that right. Who will eventually die, and I don't know if this is actually going to be the person, since they just did the little stunt on episodes like 3 or 4 to like 5 or 6 or something like that, with Glenn and his character. But Negan supposedly comes back at the end of the series, this season, at the ending of this season finale. And there's a video I'm gonna put in the comment section, or in that the description. There you go. Sorry guys, I'm amateur. But I'm gonna put a leaked video of Jeffrey Dean Morgan supposedly doing the bat scene. And that is one thing I can't stand people sent to me, and it's one thing that I really didn't like. But I want you guys to check it out for yourself to see if you would like it. And good God, she's bloody. Yeah, this is actually the scene where Glenn is supposedly, he's gonna be killed or something like that, but he ends up not dying. And good God. But go check that out. It's basically the bat scene in a FOV shot of basically Jeffrey Dean Morgan swinging the bat, Lucille, at an unknown character. And that is one thing that one thing in the show that will, I don't know, it'll just, since they've ruined that, they just ruined the series right there almost. Because yes, it would be a boss scene, it would be nice to see, but again, it will probably be one of the best endings in the show yet. But I just don't see it happening the way we want to, because there's too many things that's going to happen. Alright guys, that was the end of my Q&A thing. It's almost at 30 minutes. Sorry it was a little wonky. It's just, I'm new to this sort of thing, and I'm not good at it. I just want to put my little input out there in a little Q&A. And I want you guys to really think over about what you guys think will happen in The Walking Dead of the second half of Season 6 and the start of Season 7. So I want you guys to really think about it, and I'll catch you guys later. And hopefully I can do another one of these next week. Alright guys, see ya.